Upside Down Sid, written and illustrated by Dylan Shearsby. In a town much like yours, where everything is right side up, lived Upside Down Sid. For as long as Sid could remember, most things were one way around, and he was another, with a few small exceptions. Sid tried not to let it bother him, but it wasn't easy fitting in or making friends. Sid looked forward to his quiet time at home. It was the one place he could go about his business without too much fuss. Yet there were days he wished he had help and company. One morning, while Sid was eating his breakfast, a basketball smashed through his window. "Sorry," came a voice from outside. "We'll fix it," said his neighbor. "And we'll make it up to you," said another. Sid's neighbors bought him a ticket to the fairground, but Sid wasn't allowed on the roller coaster. And in the haunted house, it was Sid who frightened the ghosts. Sid was ready to go home. "Would you like to come over for lunch?" he asked. "Yes, please," they all said. On the way home, Sid began to feel nervous. He soon realized he was in over his head. "That was a lunch to remember," said his neighbors. Sid wondered if he would ever see them again. The next morning, as Sid left his house, his neighbors were waiting out of sight. When he was gone, they went inside with their tools and ladders. Tap, 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 brr, buzz. When Sid arrived home later that day, he noticed his window had been fixed. "Look at that," he thought. He flopped onto his couch and looked around. Something felt odd. "Wait a minute," he said. "My couch, my bookcase, everything is my way up." This called for a special upside down party. That night, for the very first time, Sid climbed into his bed and fell asleep. And he did see his friends again, almost every day.
Hi friends, today we're going to have fun making doodle art faces. So for this lesson, you'll need your sketch pad or drawing pad. You could use a black Sharpie to draw with. You could use your favorite color crayon, your favorite color marker, or even your favorite color in your colored pencil box. You only need one utensil for this. Let's get started. Okay, I've got my clean sheet of paper and I'm ready to do some doodling. Did you know that doodle just means to play around? So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to play around with some silly doodle faces. And we're going to start with head shapes. So there's so many different ideas out there about head shapes when you're doodling. Normally when I'm drawing a real person or a portrait, I would just do an oval because most people have an oval shaped head. Don't worry about these being perfect because after all, this is just playing around. There's no right or wrong. Some people's heads are rounder than others, so I'll just see if I can draw a circle. Nobody's heads are perfectly shaped. And if we want to get silly, we can make a head that's made of a square where all four sides are equal. And if you really want to get silly, try a triangle or even a rectangle. These are just a few ideas for head shapes for doodle art faces. Let's add some ideas for eyes. So there's so many ideas for eyes. Maybe you're just going to make 2 little circles for eyes. And then maybe you want to add pupils that are looking down or looking straight ahead. Maybe you want to make some long oval eyes and some pupils that are looking up. Or you could try some almond-shaped eyes, which is the shape of most of our eyes, and pupils right in the middle. You can also just do 2 dots for eyes, or you can do a spiral shape. Oops, that looks like somebody's pretty upset or angry or scared. So many ideas. All right, so I'm going to give these guys some eyebrows, or maybe even some eyelashes on the top. If your eyebrows are slanted, it changes how that silly doodle face is feeling. You don't have to have eyebrows. If you make them go the other way, now it looks like he's frightened. These are just a few ideas of eyes and shapes for heads. Let's move on to noses. Noses also can show how a person is feeling. Maybe a nose. Noses also come in all kinds of shapes. I'm going to add a couple more head shapes down here. Make this wider. And I'm going to add, let's see, 2 dots for that one just to be quick. And then maybe I'll even use triangle-shaped eyes for this one. So let's give them some eyebrows and some pupils. And let's add some noses. This nose is just a line down and across, and that's like an L. Could go the other way too. Could go the other way. You can just do a circle for a nose. You can also do an angle. You can also do 2 dots for a nose. Noses also come in all shapes. Now, some noses, you can show the sides, 2 little curves, and then you can just make a little oval at the bottom, fill that in. So many different kinds of noses. And of course, we're back to that dot. You can just do a little dot. Let's see, let's add one more. Let's add a long, skinny face, and we're gonna add just a curved nose. And we'll just have 2 dots for eyes. It looks like he's a sad face, but we're gonna finish that. Okay, those are just a few ideas for noses. I was gonna show you one more way to do some eyes. So let's do a triangle and a long skinny triangle. And let's do just 2 curves for eyes. And 2, there's the pupils. Ooh, scary looking. And a sharp nose. And now you can see what's missing is the mouth. The mouth can also show emotion, whether someone's happy, scared, upset, or happy. So let's add some fun mouths. So mouths can be, let's put a sad face on this guy. But he's feeling pretty good, so he's going to cheer that guy up. Maybe you want to do one that's open, completely open. He's got something to say. Maybe you just want to do a small one like that. This guy needs some eyebrows. Okay. You can also make a mouth that has lips like this. Put 2 little curves up there and 2 little curves down here. There's some lips. Sometimes you can see when somebody's smiling, you can see their cheeks. So you put these 2 little curves on the side and it shows that they're really happy. And then of course, if you do a straight line, Not sure what the feeling for that one is, like maybe I don't care. And we'll just do a nice big open mouth for that one. He's yelling. And then this guy right here is just going to have a small filled in mouth. It's going to put some curves on there like that. There we go. Okay, I think we're ready for ears. I think I'll draw some more shapes over here. Let's do a long, skinny rectangle. Silly. We can do some circles because I want to show ears without all the other details. Let's do a triangle that has the point going up this way. I'm going to fill my whole page with silly faces. All right, so ears are easy. The easiest way is just to curve up and then down on each side. And if you're doing a true portrait, the eyes will always be at the top of the ears. Check your own face. Just run your finger from your eye over to your ear and you'll run right into the top of your ear. I'm going to give this guy some different kinds of eyes. We'll give him some mad eyebrows. You can also do ears with just two curves like a triangle on each side, like this. You can also do ears by filling them in. Just draw a little circle on each side. Pretty easy to add ears. So I'm going to add a few ears up here. You can see that this one is the same as this one, only just a little smaller. We'll add some angles to this one. Let's see, let's add some circles to this one. There we go. And maybe you want to put a little curve on the inside. You have little curves on the inside of your ears as well. And let's see, let's add let's get really creative and add some really strange ears to this guy. I don't know what those are. Okay. Oh, he's listening to this one, so we better give him the same kind of ears. Maybe they're related. All right, so add some ears to your silly characters, and we'll come back and do some details like hair and maybe even some more eyes and head shapes, noses and ears. All right, we're ready to add some hair to give some details. This is one of my favorite parts of doodle art faces, is adding different kinds of hair. And there's so many different ways. So we're gonna just start with a really easy way, which is just some up and down motions on the top of this guy's head. Makes him look like he has a crew cut. If you want to do curly hair, it's just spirals around and around and around. We'll give some spirals to this guy. Okay, spirals for that one. If you want to just add some hair in the front, you can just make some straight lines down. And you can also add a beard. So let's add a beard to this guy. Let's give him a nose, give him a curved nose. And he doesn't look like he's very happy, so I'm going to give him just a straight face. And then I'm going to give him a beard using this method right here, which is just my marker or my pencil or my crayon going up and down, up and down. I do think he needs some hair, so I'm just going to give him some hair over here, maybe on that side. Okay, let's see, some other kinds of hair might be just some straight lines down. We'll fix her hair this way. This character has hair and maybe some hair that way. Okay. Hair can also be messy on the top. This is just scribbling. Yep, I'm just scribbling. Just scribbling. Okay. Maybe you add a combination of some scribbling and some straight lines as well. So let's take this one. I'm going to do straight lines this way and then scribble around the edges. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some hair and some other details to my doodle art faces. And you go ahead and have some fun with yours, and then we'll start again on the bottom and add some new ideas. Here's a couple of more ideas for eyes and mouths. I'm going to give this little person, this little character, some sleepy eyes and maybe just a nose that goes sideways like that and a happy face. Looks like she's feeling pretty peaceful, pretty content. These faces can show how you're feeling. You can draw a face to show how you're feeling. I'm going to add for this one, I'm going to add a mouth that we haven't done, which is like a half circle. Also a pretty happy face. Let's just do a dot for a nose, and let's do some just filled in ovals or dots for eyes, and then just some cute little curves for eyebrows. And for hair for this one, I'm just going to put some hair sticking out on the sides like this. He is a silly character. So we can continue to just fill in our paper with all different kinds of doodle faces. You're going to come up with some new ideas by combining some of these other ideas in different ways on your paper. And I'm going to do the same. I hope you had fun filling in your paper with silly faces. You'll notice that I got a little silly with these great big ears here and this very long skinny face. And I added some quiet sleeping eyes on some of these characters. You can have so much fun even coloring some of these in or using different colors, making your own doodle art faces.